next week.
Definitely. Which
So
which kind of brings me to my next question. Obviously, the AP poll is the AP poll, but right now, at this very moment, who do you think looks like the best team in the country right now?
it's like I want to say it's a hard choice, but it's Auburn. Everything points to Auburn. I just can't ignore the opportunities and general playmaking, not just with Johnny Broom and Chad Parker Mazzara, but the entire team. And Bruce Pearl has shown up as a
Yeah,
coach. I know he's had some unfortunate, you know, like losses. Obviously, last year's loss to Yale was
right to
just
Yale.
heartbreaking for the program, but they're better than Bama. They're better than, honestly, Kentucky. They're better than Tennessee. This team went from being like, maybe a game or two back of Alabama, in my opinion, to being a game or two ahead. Like,
Yeah,
they're right now SEC frontrunners and possibly the number one seed overall come
yeah,
March. Like, this team went from being ignored to being like they're my Final Four right now, I would say. I don't
yeah,
really know
yeah.
what it
Probably
looks
mine
like,
too.
but like
Um,
I
yeah,
don't really know if they're going to win anything more than that, but this is a great season. This is a great season for them, and
yeah.
that's a lot to say.
Yeah, I mean Auburn is right there for me. I mean, I love Todd Pettiford. I think that kid's legit, and I
Oh,
think
he's
he should.
legit. Wow.
He if he's not a top 10 on draft boards, then I don't know. If he top five even, I mean that kid can shoot it. I mean, and he's not afraid the moment. You saw it in the Houston game. He showed up for them, and that kid's legit. I really do like Auburn. For me, I think Gonzaga's the best team in the country right now. I understand they come in at
Really?
seven. I
I
just think
explain.
I just think for me, they addressed the problems they had last year so well with the size of the backcourt. You have size there now. Ryan Emhart isn't the tallest guard, but he, like you said earlier in this video, he stepped up. He's averaging double digit assists a game. I mean, he's averaging double double right now, points and assists. But then just like the size of their backcourt, they have Michael Ajayi, Steele Venners, Khalif Battle, um, Dusty Stromer. He might play more on the wing. I'm not positive, but Noah Hickman. Those guys, they just like they bring so much size and they're so hard to stay in front of defensively. And then when they're playing defense, they just like they have that this year. They play This is some of the best defense I've ever seen a Mark Few team play, and I think even more than that team that nearly went undefeated. I think this team gives Mark Few his best chance to win a national championship, and I think Mark Few knows this and that if he's going to get one in his career, it's going to be this year. And I think he's just all in. Their bigs have been playing great with Graham Ike. I'm trying to remember the guys. It's like Lemke, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I just think Kansas on paper is probably the best constructed roster in terms of like name value, but the guys they have. But Gonzaga just has some dudes, and I think Khalif Battle, a big thing for him and Gonzaga going into this year was if he was going to be willing to accept a role where not every night's going to be his night, where he is the go-to guy that's scoring like he did at Arkansas and when he was playing at Temple back, like when he was first coming up in college basketball. But like he's accepted a role of like being able to play defense and not look to score at every possession. And I think that was just huge. And I just think I think head to toe. I understand that loss to West Virginia was tough. Not what you're looking for if you're a Zaga fan or if you're Mark Few, but I think they're going to bounce back from that. And I mean, like we talked about in past videos, no one's going to compete with them in West Coast Conference this year. I mean, St. Mary's looks decent. They're probably the only real threat to them. But I mean, let's be honest. I don't think St. Mary's is competing with this Gonzaga roster. And I think they're going to end up as a one seed, potential number one overall. Just because, I mean, I think they have a really good chance to go undefeated in conference play. But I think right now to me, they look like the best team in college basketball. And that's not a slight to Auburn. Auburn looks really good too. But I'm just thinking down the road. I don't know if Auburn can continue this level of play that they're at right now. And
Interesting.
considering the competition they're going to be playing in the SEC.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I would have agreed with you last week if you told me Gonzaga was going to be the number one seed. I just don't see it anymore. And I hate to be that guy. I get it, they have great wins. The Baylor win is amazing. Uh, Honestly, their win against IU not too good, but it's still a really solid win. Their win against San Diego State was solid, but they need to prove themselves, or at least they need to get back to proving themselves the way they were
Yeah, that's
earlier.
fair.
They play Kentucky later on this week. That's a huge one. They play obviously UConn, as you mentioned. They play UCLA. They have obviously a lot of play to go with conference, so we'll see how that actually does shape out. But don't count the Zags. I agree with you,
Yeah,
but I don't. They've kind of fallen off currently. Will it
yeah,
be permanent? Probably not. I think the team definitely has their opportunities out for them, but that loss against West Virginia is really, really putting them down at the moment, and we'll have to see how it goes.
yeah,
But
definitely.
quickly looking onto the matchups, we've kind of touched on, but there's still a lot that I think we definitely should talk about for this upcoming week, which is ACC, SEC, and then Big East versus
Big 12.
Big 12.
Yeah,
That's a
definitely be
great.
some
That's
good
like
matchups.
the final rounds of you know non-conference play, which I think